lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful
Friday.
Entering the weekend.
You ready?
And no,
I could use
I'm in jail. I'm not in jail. The Facebook is completely lost its mind.
I need sleep.
Hump day!
Home day.
No, it
I
ain't.
hope it's not home day again.
As a millennial entering the weekend, every day is home day.
It's because he had a good photo shoot.
That's because he was Mr. Photographic. That's right. There you have the noises.
Gotta love Fridays here at the
Wow,
cafe.
man, I'm gonna tell you, it's a good thing we ain't drinking, because oh my God, yes, excuse me.
Oh, we got senior strategies in the house.
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never seen seniors like that. I've seen strategies in my
So
day.
they're not seniors.
They just, you just gotta wrap them up and take them with you wherever you go.
They're not seniors yet.
Unbelievable.
We got a full studio. We've got Sally Bernard and Lynn Everard back in Studio B, wrapping up the second edition of her book, Call Me Zena. I'm excited to have Sally back, see what the angels and the starseeds have in store for us. So they'll be joining us later in the show. We've got Norina Downing and, of course, the amazing Johnny Melnick. That was positive.
Here's Johnny.
Positive direction. Here's Johnny. I think they've got mics. We've got a new guest, Jillian Lieberman, joining us, friends of Karina Felix.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, that's a story and a half over there.
Yes, it is.
She's very young, and this lady already has lived a life of stuff. So we're gonna have fun when we get to this. It's gonna be unbelievable.
Nice effects. And we got the ladies hanging out over here.
Yeah.
We got, Hoda and Kathy Lee on my right over here.
What is that?
That's my driver's license.
Why is it out?
That would be the next question because
Who the hell is that?
my bartender didn't tell me we were out of vodka. So I had to order the libations to be delivered to the studio, and then Joey from Coffee News is here.
Joey.
So the libations are being delivered, and yet they're going to need my license. So
What picture is this? This looks like you. 2 fingers. Check it out.
I
Looks
like that
you.
hair.
2 fingers.
It's a whole lot of hair, right?
See my license.
It's not too bad. It's just a whole lot of hair and a whole lot
Dawn,
younger.
You got no face in this picture. It's like your cousin It.
Where should my face? Because my hair.
And that looks like me.
And happy birthday on the Freddieisms. And you wonder why you're not married.
I don't-
Again, you are ever so
I ain't
charming.
touching that bad boy, because that bad boy is, wow. That's you? I
That's-
noticed that the date.
Can we have the
is
new one?
You got the new one? Joey from Coffee
We got
News is in the
we're on
house and
sign
running out.
language.
Joey, where'd you
You're
go,
gonna show
Joey?
Joey what we got?
Joey, come here, Joey. Joey.
Joey, we got new
Joey.
happenings.
Joey, look what we're doing, Joey.
Check this out. So on every Coffee News,
Okay. Well, I'll call you.
call us.
Yeah, call me. Give me a holla.
Call us.
Let me get one.
I don't have the final one. I'll
The
send to
final
you.
one I'll send to you.
Here's
Thank
the
you.
new
That's,
edition for you.
New edition.
Old edition for me.
You guys
and,
follow your horoscopes? Horoscopes, yes.
And
Horoscopes.
on Coffee News, you're going to be able to get the Coffee News with a new interactive Brooklyn Cafe show piece of paper,
Now,
information.
let me ask you a question. Why is it everywhere I look, your picture is in there? And here you are again. Let me see something. Let me compare a before and an after. Let me
That
see
was
something.
before 50, and that's after 50.
This is hilarious.
Before and after. I know that was
You sure this is not your sister?
before plastic
This
surgery
ain't
and all
you.
that stuff. That's not me. It is
I
me.
want to pass it around the world. I mean,
And do
around the world.
what?
It's so people could look.
But
at
look, my birthday's really on there.
it. No, it has a date.
You aged me this year.
Oh, I aged you. That's
No,
right.
you
That's
told
right.
Norina I was 57.
No, I didn't say that to Norina. You heard that?
Yeah.
You didn't hear that, right, Norina?
Let's go talk to Johnny and Norina because I think they have to get out of here in a few minutes.
They got a gig tonight. She's got to sing at 3. I don't understand the campus in Florida. I got to get out because I got to go sing in 4 hours.
Things to do. Traffic.
Oh. I didn't know that. Johnny, how are you?
Doing fine, Fred. Thank you. Nice to
Don't
be
call
here.
me Fred.
Brought my friend
My
Freddie.
uncle is Fred.
Oh, I got it, Freddie.
In
Who's that?
I brought my friend Norina.
Oh my goodness gracious, the voice from beyond.
the Fred. In Frank Ruffolo's book, he refers to Freds as freaking ridiculous electronic devices. He doesn't use the word freaking, but I cleaned it up a little bit. So when he says Fred, I think of Frank's book.
This is my friend.
Freaking ridiculous
Now I
electronic
see
devices.
the,
Oh, now you see it? Now
I
you
see
see the
it
freaking
clearly.
ridiculous?
See, it all comes back to Frank's books again.
I put fun in dysfunction.
That too.
I got a question. G-Man, where are you? Did you bring some people with you? Who's in the lobby?
Whoa, look at you.
Who's in the lobby? Did you bring friends? Do we have people in the lobby?
No, sir. My girlfriend.
Or just your old ladies with you?
Yes, sir.
You know, it's interesting. When she's around, you seem to clean up real well. Man is graduating. Congratulations.
Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
Very proud of that young man.
You're
right
looking
there.
nice. Your hair looks good.
She did all that. She did all that.
We got a text this morning that the Africans are coming.
Yeah.
She says she's in.
I think she's here.
Oh, Russ is here.
Russell
The
Johnson?
aliens are here.
Oh, Lord.
My vodka's coming soon. Don't worry. Drizzle.
Somebody put a straw in it. All right, let's go to Johnny. Let's try to focus here.
We're gonna go back to
I
Johnny
need
and
to
Arena.
focus. Can you focus? Don't be like somebody I know.
I got this. Now, Norina, you and Johnny sing Positive Directions together, correct?
No.
No.
No,
that's
she's
not
not
Norina.
on
You
that
should have
one.
said
if I knew
yes.
her at the time we did it, she would have been on it.
You
but-
should have said yes. Because she wouldn't have known the difference. She sings like an angel anyway. What
Yeah,
difference?
she's yeah.
We
Wonderful
just need
singer.
Norina, just grab your mic on the table next to you.
Norina, you need my glasses?
I didn't know it's going to be on mic or anything.
You want? Yeah, oh, anybody in here is always on mic. Make sure it's green. Is it on?
Yep.
It's on. Okay, cool.
How are you?
I'm
Welcome to
good.
the house.
Thank you. Nice to be here. It's really cool in here.
So Norina's going to be doing some musical stuff
Yeah.
with the Cafe Night Train and some other things that we're working on. We're going to play her music at the end of the first commercial block,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
we can check
good.
it out.
I did this in my house during COVID. So I wrote it in the house and I arranged it in the house and I did all the instrumentation in the house. I put the little video together in the house. So it was born in the COVID time.
Oh, it's a good use of time. I just did
It really
COVID in the
was.
house. I just did COVID.
What inspires you in the music that you write?
Life. But I wrote one when my brother passed, and I wanted to put the love of that I had for him and the inspiration of people going through hard times and being able to look at others who've gone through it and kind of or just living life as examples to strive to be. When you're going through tough times, sometimes you can kind of get down on yourself, or I did anyway. So it was helping me to be inspired. One song's called Good Love, and it's just about focusing on the beauty of how human beings can be there for each other, with each other. So it's just life living. One is my pets, having pets that are just so unconditional and loving, and just honoring them, the little spiritual energy of the pets.
She fits right in.
So that's it. Just living through things and being able to put that emotion into music.
Is
How-
your music spiritual, or what's the tone? We haven't gotten to hear it yet. We're gonna play it
We're
after
gonna play it
this.
after, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Just staying connected to, I think that just the human experience, but the spirituality of the energy of it all. That we all go through these things, but when you're channeling it and you can sort of connect with others who are going through it as well, you just don't feel as alone. Which at the time when you lose somebody or a pet's passing or just even positive things, people who are going through difficult things, when we just realize that we're all doing the best we can and we all go through those things, and that other people have gone through to the other side and grown from it. So it's just, that's what music has always been for me. It's been a beautiful outlet to just be present and to validate those feelings and those emotions, because we all have them.
You play, you write music, you did it all, or mostly
I did on
vocals?
these particular tunes, so I can't wait to get Johnny on stuff because he's a much better piano player than I am. But yeah, I did, because it was a COVID time, so I took what I had. So it was just like, what
Now
I
you
could.
guys have sang together, correct?
Yeah, many times, yeah. many
She's
times.
great.
Yeah, he's great.
When she sings, I'm real quiet.
I see that. When she talks, you're real quiet too.
I'm learning as I go in life. I am learning.
Me too.
You
It's
are
the Freddie School of listening.
you are a very good learner. Don't say
Good.
not.
That's good. Right? That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever they say goes, because otherwise they get the
You know,
the cop over here. You know what I'm saying? Watch out.
Johnny, where's your gig tonight?
I'm at Bistro Mezzaluna.
At what time?
That's on 17th Street in Fort Lauderdale, just off 17th Street, next to Outback Steakhouse. And yeah, 7 to 10:30, about that. I'll play all the songs you never wanted to hear again.
And it's all dried up now. There's no more water down there. You had to swim to see Johnny.
Well, there's
They-
water. There's just no
That's-
water on
yeah,
Federal
I was-
Highway, I think.
they
It was
got
like a
bad.
moat. It was like a boat. It was like an ocean.
Yeah, they got it bad in that area.
They got it really bad.
But
You
I
know, a
think
friend of mine
everything's
down there.
cleaning up. I think it's all good now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Come on down and support Johnny and do your thing. Watch
Bistro
him.
Mezzaluna is beautiful, though.
It's a nice restaurant. It's a great lounge.
So
Probably
you're gonna
the best
put your
piano
phone?
in town.
Is that where you're gonna put your phone? Are you gonna be live streaming?
I'm going to try to do. I'll try to do some live stuff. Sure.
I love it when he does that, because he puts it like way over there. I'm like, where did he go?
It's better when somebody helps me, but I try to try to capture it.
We gotta work on that, because you gotta
Yeah,
have
I
that
know, I
strutting
know.
deal where you always have somebody behind you with a boom box making that noise.
I need a crew, Fred. I need a crew.
You need to put a crew. I'm away the crew.
We talked about that. Norina, where are you tonight?
I'm actually started doing music therapy. So it's at one of the places. It's called the Majestic. And like I was saying, it's just so cool because some of the people have lost some of their cognitive skills when they start remembering the tunes. And we were sharing this in the car. We kept I was telling you, we kept missing the exits because we were in such this amazing conversation about the joy it comes
We're up in Boynton
through.
Beach.
Yeah, we were just always like, oh shit, oh, oops, shoot.
Live
Isn't
TV.
it amazing, though, right? They don't know their names. They may not remember what they did for a living, who their spouse or children are. But you play your music, and it brings back this memory, and the synapses connect.
Exactly.
And they've made that connection with you.
Exactly. It's amazing.
Are you
It's
working
amazing.
with Tino, or are you doing this yourself?
I don't know who that is, so probably, yeah, myself.
Well, Bree has Palm Beach Music Therapy.
And Tino is the other agency. You know Tino. They know. Their heads bobbing. I did a Ambry. I did a documentary with Tino, and I did a show with Bree for 2 years.
A long time.
2 years. Her mother came in, and this big Saint Bernard came in. Ran for the hills on that bad boy. But that's a great therapy. I never knew that existed. So I went to the places that you guys play in, and I had the cameras all set up because they wanted to capture it. And there was a lot of veterans and stuff there that were wheeled in and they didn't move. And then when the music comes, man, they come alive. They start with the hands or the foot, and you see it, and I'm looking at the TV screen and says, what the hell? And the next thing I know, they're moving. And it's like it brings them back to life.
It's amazing, yeah. It's amazing.
It just makes a connection. Carol Burnett is celebrating her 90th birthday next week, and she said, I don't want anything for my birthday. I don't want gifts. I don't want a party. It made me think of you. I want a show. I want a variety show. And she sounds just like you.
And they're doing it?
And they're doing it, and it's next Wednesday night, honoring her 90th birthday and all the years at Carol Burnett. It makes me think of it because in a lot of these senior centers, they play the old Carol Burnett, right? And they say there's nothing like Harvey Korman and who was the other guy that
Tim
did the
Conway.
stand-up?
Tim Conway.
And Tim
She's
Conway.
outlived everybody,
so
right?
all of those bits and gigs that we saw growing up
They're gonna put 'em
are
in?
going to be put in her variety show. She
Wow.
said because what's funny is still funny, and what resonates still resonates with people then,
Sure.
She was hilarious, with the ear.
Yeah.
right? And
That
what a
was her
lifetime.
Huh?
There was supposed to be a message for her mom.
Yep, that's what it was.
She said she grew up during the Depression. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And she actually had to make something of herself just to survive. And the stories of survival that you hear, and look, she is iconic. She has set the stage for variety shows, for comedy, for music, for symbolism, for interacting with an audience. That was before anyone did anything like that.
There's your nighttime before you go to bed show.
Exactly.
Because Dawn was saying on the morning show how we go to sleep watching
People get killed on TV.
blues and this and that, shooting. I mean, I like it, but I can sleep like a rock. I don't care who's shooting who. But
There's no peace, there's no laugh. Imagine going to bed, falling asleep to laughter and silliness versus going to sleep and watching the news and someone being shot
so
on a
we
TV.
should do a Carol Burnett runoff type of deal.
Exactly
a show.
what I'm
You want to be
thinking.
Carol Burnett?
Well, that was live TV too. That was live TV.
She
They
does.
used to crack up and fall apart during the skits.
They don't do shows like
They
that
don't
no
do
more,
anything
man.
like that anymore.
They don't do shows like that no more.
Hence, there's a need. Hence,
It's
there's
totally
a
a
need.
need.
Until Brooklyn Cafe.
I
You know,
think we
I've
need
been
an
telling-
after night time.
I've been telling CBS, I'm the best thing for you to fall asleep on.
So maybe we change. We don't change the time, but we re-air it later at night.
Are you you want to put that on Roku?
Okay. Something, because I can't be the only one tired of watching loud commercials,
You guys don't like to watch
medication commercials. Don't take if you're going to die, and then
Chicago PD?
dead people on the ground. You can't watch the news. Thank you.
I cry now. You know, there are things that happen on the news in the morning. I stop watching it because I can't watch this anymore. It's getting just ridiculous.
That's exactly it. So you need light, you need levity, you need laughter, you need hope, you need spirituality. You need what we do during the day before you go to bed.
I think we
Amen.
should put Johnny and Company on at night, like a nighttime. Watch this before you go to sleep, dear.
I think it's a good idea.
Wow.
And then that way you can fall asleep singing.
He takes it in a whole nother direction. Not the positive direction. He takes it a whole nother
No, I'm
way.
not going to bed with Johnny. I'm just saying sleeping.
I love those two words together.
Which word?
Positive direction.
I love those words.
Johnny bed?
No, positive direction.
Wow, did I say that?
Easy there. Freddie, you know, I never told you. I for many years I worked at the Home for the Deaf.
Really? You signed?
No, I didn't. I didn't. But you know, piano player at Home for the But,
She got
you
the
know,
joke.
It's troubling because many times I look out there and these people would go like this. And
Sign
that
for the
really
deaf?
that kind of upset me. They couldn't hear me, but didn't want
Sign
to
for
look
the
at me
deaf.
either.
Or they talk louder.
They feel the vibration of the music. I want to save you guys on this one.
No,
I'm
I
going to throw out a
don't wanna do that.
lifeline.
What? I'm deaf.
I'm keeping the buzzer to myself.
Wow, you brought that up here?
Yes, because I knew it was going to be well needed and there would be
You know,
an
I don't
inappropriate
understand.
comment.
I don't understand how you guys get away with stuff, and
'Cause
I
we
say
don't
one
say
little joke,
that.
and you get crazy.
Because
over it.
they're offensive.
And what about some of the things you guys say?
We only offend you. We don't offend the masses. We just tease you. It's different.
There's something not right. This is not fair. Yeah, and you, nigga, you got an army
I
behind
got a
you.
posse around me. You see that?
She's been on my case since she got in here. She's fast. I'm gonna tell you. You're talking about fast liners.
You guys coming in Monday to do Cafe Night Train?
Yes.
Johnny will
I'm
here?
going to be here. I know that. If Marina wants to join me, I'll
Marina,
be
you're
glad to
gonna
have her.
What, ask her. What are you making her guess? Can you be here Monday?
I have to pull my phone up. I have a little calendar.
Pull it
I
up.
would love to be. I'll see if I am.
Give me your calendar. I'll write my name in it.
All right, more to come. Check out Cafe Night Train with Johnny Melnick. Here's Johnny, Monday
Yeah.
right here in the studio. Hopefully
Can't
the
wait.
beautiful voice of Narina Downey will be
Oh, we're
joining
gonna have
us.
a whole twist to this thing.
We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, I'm hoping we're going to get some of her music. So we
Yes,
can
you're gonna
the
hear her
voice
music right after bed, right after the commercial.
After bed?
After the commercial bed.
You stay tuned.
Johnny,
We'll be
what are you
right back.
doing to me, Johnny?
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
days are yesterday. It's alright. It's alright. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? It's alright. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? It's I hope you join me. Step off that merry-go-round, circles around the story of how your life will sound. Times in your life, not you around. Remember to remember. You made it through. Dig yourself off the ground. It's alright. It's alright. Do you feel? Do you feel me? It's alright. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? It's alright. It's don't have to try, instead we'll trust the quiet power inside of us. We may not see or seem aware, but the calm within is always there. It's alright. It's alright. Do you feel me? Feel me. It's alright. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? It's alright. It's alright. Do you feel me?
And we're back.
That was beautiful.
What do you think? Good?
See, that's what you need to go to sleep listening to and waking up in the morning to. Not the news, not gunfire, not a 4:50 wake-up call.
That's more like a midday tranquility moment. Just gotta chill out because it's gonna be all right.
You chill out during the day?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, you say get up.
Get up.
Now
really?
I know what I'm gonna listen to. That is beautiful. That's a nice job. Congratulations.
How do people find your music, Norina? How do people find your music to download?
I have a channel, Norina Downey channel, YouTube.
Okay. Check it out.
And we're
Thank
gonna
you.
be
I really
playing-
appreciate that.
And we're gonna be playing it on the show. Send me 3.
I love it.
She's in trouble.
Thank you, Johnny, for the introduction. As always.
Pleasure. I'm a fan of Norina's as well.
How long you've known Noreen?
It goes by probably, I don't know, 10 years. No, more
More?
than that.
How'd you
More
meet?
than that. I have no space, time, and space.
How did you meet there,
recognition.
Magic Man?
I was getting jobs for other musicians, booking other musicians, and I walked into a place that was looking for a piano player that played like, you know, just got everybody involved and was around the. And I walked into what is it? Where is it? No, I walked into. You were playing
The wine bar?
The wine bar. And I was like, that's the guy. That's the
33rd
guy. I've
Street
got a
one.
gig for you. And I brought him in.
Well,
and he was,
lucky me.
And no, he was there for years and years and years. And then it evolved to him getting connections that were on where he got to see the world. I mean, so it was a really good thing.
Wow.
It was really good.
All right.
It was like perfect. I was like, I walked in there and I was just like, man,
Kismet.
You
how
gotta
could I
love
have somebody
Johnny.
for you? I didn't have anybody.
Gotta
So I
love-
started looking around and then I just saw him and I was like, that's totally a perfect fit for that.
Chill, hanging out. All right, hopefully you'll be here Monday once you find your phone.
Great. Look forward to it.
Where's her phone?
She's got to check her
No,
phone.
it's here. I just didn't want to ringing on the phone. While
Look
you're
and see. Make sure you can be here Monday, because I got to start working.
Do it now,
the-
guy.
Are you ladies good to hang out for a little bit? Because I feel like I need to loosen Jillian up. We're all kind of hanging out, sitting back in our chairs, having coffee and wine. And Jillian, we just have to welcome you to the family.
Jillian, take that speaker off of there. Yeah, that's good. I mean, the microphone.
Well, hello.
Because she has no idea what she walked into, who we are, what we do. I feel like this poor woman is terrified of us. So
No, not scared. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
not
I'm
after
excited
what
to
you
be
went
here.
through, right? A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I was on Temptation Island on USA Network season 4. And that was definitely a crazy experience. And I've done a lot since then. But this is not my first rodeo with being in a crazy on-camera environment. Let's just say that.
She's the crazy one. So Temptation 4.
Yes.
Walk us through that. What was that all about?
So Temptation Island is a show on USA Network, and it's pretty much about young couples who are trying to figure out where to go next in life. So I was there with my ex-boyfriend. We're still very good friends, but we were together for 3 years, and then on the show we learned things about ourselves and went our separate ways, and everything's been fine since. But
You
I did
did the
learn a
show with
lot.
him?
Yes, you go in with your real life boyfriend or girlfriend.
And the show
And it's
broke you up.
Who tempts you to break up?
Yeah, so there's single people. They make you live in a house with the single guys. So it's 4 girlfriends living in a house with 12 single guys, and then the same on the other side, and you don't see your partner for 5 weeks. You have no communication. So there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of, things from production that sort of mess around with you. But ultimately, I learned a lot, and I'm grateful for the experience.
Okay, wait a minute. So you and your now ex, because of the show, go into this thing.
Yes.
You knew
In
what you were
Hawaii.
getting into?
In Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
of
In Maui.
course.
It was a beautiful experience.
I bet it was.
Yes.
And so you meet 12 hunks, right? 12 hunks?
12 gentlemen, sure, let's
Yeah,
say that. I don't know
uh-huh.
if they were all hunky, but a couple of them maybe.
And he
Not trying
was
to be rude.
And he was hanging out with 12 hotties, right?
12 girls, yeah.
Yeah, 12 girls. You ever seen this show? Mm-hmm.
She's
You're
looking
supposed to stay
concerned.
together?
And you're not going to break up.
Well, for me, it wasn't really about the guys on the show and being tempted. It was more just, discovering on my own. I was just graduating college. So it was discovering, what I want to do next and where I want to be. I decided I wanted to do luxury real estate. I wanted to be in South Florida. I am very ambitious, and I've done a lot of things over the past couple of years. But my ex-boyfriend and I weren't really on the same page. So ultimately, I think we learned what was best for us through the process. So it was heartbreaking. I mean, I went through a lot. And I don't think watching the show or having someone explain to you what it's about can ever prepare anyone for that experience.
But they try to prepare you?
No, they don't. They don't try to prepare you, but I tried to prepare myself. I watched prior seasons and I talked to people, but you're without your phone. You have no contact with family or friends. I'm a spiritual person. I like to go on walks. I have pets like you were talking about before. And all of the things I do to keep myself stable and happy were taken away from me. So you're isolated for 5 weeks, and the only people you have to rely on are producers who want a juicy reality TV show. So it's very easy to be manipulated and swayed. But, I think I tried to stay true to myself, and ultimately I learned a lot. So it was
How long
worth
was
it.
the filming?
We were there for 5 or 6 weeks.
I
Yeah.
got to ask,
Yeah.
how did it end up for you? Did you meet somebody? What happened?
No, I just sort of decided that I want to be independent, and I have a lot to accomplish. And when the right person comes into my life, I'm ready and available, but, still kind of waiting for that.
So they flew you home, or you have to sort of figure out how to get home?
No, they fly you back home.
Just saying, ratings,
Yeah, they
baby.
fly you back home, but the complicated part is that, once you're done filming, you're like with your partner and you're like, wow, I guess we're not dating anymore.
They
but you're on
flew the
same
two of you back
plane
home.
back.
Oh.
You didn't see each other for the whole time?
You don't see each other for the whole 5 or 6 weeks that you're there. You have no communication with each other or the outside world. I'm very close to my mom, so I, ask her for advice on almost everything, and I wasn't able to call anybody, not even my best
So the
friends.
two of you are in the same show?
Yeah, we're on the same show
So
filming,
you got
doing
to
the
see
same
each other
thing.
during the film.
Pretty much. And a way they manipulate you on the show is they put together clips of what the other person is doing in the house. So
What?
I could watch what he was doing, but it's all very, very manipulated. I mean,
they take out
you
just
know
the
how
clip of-
TV
yep.
is, and you can edit anyone to say or do anything. So a
Oh,
lot of
that's
things
not
are-
right. Even for
Yeah.
ratings, that's playing with people's lives.
Yeah.
That's uncool.
Ratings, baby. Ratings.
No, that's
It
just
was
But she
uncool.
could have said no, right? You could have said no.
Well, when I signed on to the show, I was confident in myself, and I didn't realize how much cutting and pasting would happen in the editing room. So there's things that I say on the show that I didn't actually say. So that's frustrating, but that's life,
Wow.
So I'm tenacious, and I'm not letting it get to me. So
Well, what about him? Was he also flabbergasted that they took his words and changed
yeah, I
it?
think we all were. I think
So then
everyone
why'd you
across
break
the
up
board.
for?
Well, I just don't think we were right for each other long term.
He
so.
felt the same way?
Yeah, it was a mutual decision. We had a
Wow,
great
this
3-year
show is pretty
relationship.
good, right?
and
But so you met in college?
We met in college. He was my first love, best friend, and I have a lot of things I'm doing right now. So he's doing his own thing. He lives in LA. I'm very proud of him, but we're still friends, and relationships end like a couple ways only. You either get married, you break up, or that's it. So
That's it. You get married,
Yeah.
you break up.
Yeah.
What if you
I mean,
You
it
end
was
up getting
like-
married, it's like breaking up anyway. It's the same difference.
you get married, you get divorced. It's what it is.
I keep telling you that. He's a divorce card. All right, so that you got by that, you come back, and now you get into writing books and things. Tell us a little bit about what
you do
happened.
real estate?
Yeah, so right now I work for William Ravis on Worth Avenue, Palm Beach Island. So I'm a luxury realtor. I love that. Love serving my clients. It's a very great market to be in. The houses are gorgeous, and I'm really grateful for everything
How
going
did you
on.
get into that type of high-level business?
That's a great question. So I was originally born and raised in New York City. So, I both my parents are in finance, and they're very smart investors in real estate and otherwise. And actually during COVID, I was a professional singer, dancer, and actress my whole life in New York. So, I
Wow.
did that for 20 years, let's say. Went to college, did all that. And then during COVID, I was still in undergrad, and I had some amazing jobs lined up in performing arts, but they all got canceled. So suddenly my industry was shut down. So I was sitting with my mom, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? She said, go get your real estate license. I was like 18 or 19. So I did it at home, got my license, and then I discovered, you know what? Like, my skills actually lend really well to this industry. I'm very personable, and I love presenting things in beautiful ways. So I sort of just fell into it, fell in love with it, and now I've stuck with it, and I found a lot of success, which I'm very, very grateful
Yeah, but
for.
people go into real estate, they fall in love with what they do, and they're working with smaller real estate companies.
Right,
They're not
right.
working on Palm Beach Island with these mega mansions.
Yeah,
Certainly
yeah.
not at this young age. You're beautiful and poised for
you,
sure.
thank you.
But that's a niche market that
It
people
is.
would love to break into.
You're exactly right. For me, it's just been about getting out there. I go to a million charity events. I go to galas. I actually just competed in a fundraiser for the Palm Beach Cancer Alliance, and I won. It was a dancing competition like Dancing with the Stars. So I won Best Female Dancer. And that was really, really fun. We raised a lot of money for a really great cause. But through doing that, I get exposure, I get my name out there, and I just try to be a kind person to everyone I meet, and hope that they recognize my quality services and utilize me one day. So
That's amazing.
So she dances, she
He's
sings.
going to go back to singing and dancing. I know. I hear you in my head.
It was just a week ago, actually. It was this Saturday, April 15th, we had the benefit, and yeah, we raised a lot of money.
So were you on Broadway back in New York?
I did off-Broadway, TV, film. Yeah, I did all of that.
Do you miss it?
I don't I feel like sometimes in the luxury market, I'm always performing.
Always.
So I feel like I always, have to be on. But really, that is who I am. So
Did you cut any songs? Do you have songs?
I have a couple songs that I've copyrighted and written and done all of that. And I used to play piano and guitar. And
You play the piano too?
Yes. And I trained with the French Academy of Ballet and
Oh, jeez,
other
Louise.
things like
Zara
that.
will,
but-
kidding me?
Zara will share the piano bench with you, I'm sure.
Oh. Well, I'm a little rusty.
Johnny will play
I'm
the
going to leave
right
it to the musicians over here to my right for today, but maybe
But you
another
are a
time.
musician. Real
Yes,
estate
yes.
is what you're currently doing. But once a musician, you're always a musician.
Yeah, absolutely. I love art and music. I love inspiring others. That's part of the reason why I'm part of this book. So this is our new book, Clues, by Melissa Butterworth and several other female entrepreneurs. We've all come together to sort of inspire other women and other people to, follow the clues put in front of them in life and really, take life for everything that you can and get the most out of it. So
Did you write it or you're a contributing author?
I'm a contributing author. So the author is Melissa Butterworth. You can see right down here. And she's a very good friend of mine and a mentor for me as well. And she said, you're so young. I was 22 at the time. She said, you're so young and successful. And, I think it'd be important to share your story with others. And I said, well, I don't really know what I have to share, but I certainly can try, So I wrote a chapter in it. And we've done a lot of great work to inspire other young women across the country. So, grateful for the opportunity.
That's incredible.
You would
Wow, what
think
a
she's a
story.
seasoned vet, right? I mean, when she told me all this,
How old-
my
and
jaw
did
hit
she
the
tell you
ground.
how old she is?
Yes. But I can't
Prue
believe.
said she's what?
I can't believe everything that you've accomplished and the things you have left to accomplish. Sometimes in life when you get choices of things you want to do that you can do, and life offers you all these opportunities, that 5-6 week stay, even though you ended up breaking up, was probably one step back and 14 steps forward.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. And now I have a great network of, people who know me from the show and follow me. So I try to, work on being the best person I can be and inspiring people. And eventually one day a dream of mine is to come out with a curly hair brand. Still working on that. But yeah, so, we got some curly girls in the house. But I just
Didn't I
really
talk
want
to
to
you guys
help
about
people.
that?
Yeah, we will totally buy it.
Oh, great. Amazing. So,
I'm
yeah.
I'm still hung up on the singing. I want to hear the music.
Oh, you want to hear me singing?
I'm going to
Well,
tell you
I'll
what's
send some
happening
videos.
right now in the business. Good content is lacking. So they're putting a lot of reruns everywhere because there's really nothing good out there. And what they have, COVID sort of put the industry back 3 years. It's just beginning to come out with movies and things like that. And the acting is horrible. But the music pieces that they're looking for in different movies and networks, and what happened to Kendra. She got a piece on CSI. They ran her music because they needed fill-ins. So I know what you're doing is great because it's your career, it's what you do. But you have a few other things lingering over here. You can teach a class on success. I can't believe her age.
I know. And what did you write in the book? What was your chapter about?
My chapter was mostly focused on, how do I say this? So the way that I present myself, like, you see me in front of you, I'm very put together. I take very good care of myself. I try to be the best person I can be in every way. And a lot of times I feel judgment based on that. I feel that sometimes especially in my professional industry, I'm not respected based on, my appearances because people are like, well, how can you be smart if you're,
Beautiful.
beautiful or whatever you want to call it. But conventional, beauty. So for me, it was sort of about taking all these judgments and stereotypes and taking a lot of the judgments from the TV show and a lot of the hate comments that I got online and just sort of taking that into account and using it as a motivation and power behind me, not letting it get me down, but rather fuel me to prove people wrong or, prove the people right that do believe in me. So my chapter is a lot about empowering yourself even in the face of adversity.
And how to do that. We were talking before the show started that people look at pictures and they make judgment. They pick at silly things like, oh, that curl on the right, because you're so beautiful and put together.
Thank you.
And poised and clearly brilliant and articulate. But they're going to find something like her nails are grown out a week too long and maybe she shouldn't hold the mics. I mean, something totally ridiculous.
Is that a girl thing?
Yes. But then how do
It's
you
a girl
take,
thing, right?
How do
Because
you
guys
take
don't look
that?
at it that way.
But think about what she's got to do. You were, 21 at the time?
I was 21 when I filmed the reality TV show.
You have no connection with your mom, the outside world. You've got no cell phone. You've got no one to say, look at this, and someone say, that's just ridiculous.
Right.
You're seeing all this manipulated content, but yet you have to go deep within and say, I'm strong enough to know. And now you've got the opportunity to share this advice in a book. And I would think probably a lot of younger girls would look up to you and say, all right, I'm being online cyberbullied. How did Jillian do it? How do I put the noise aside and actually continue to be who I know in my heart I am?
Yeah, you put it together much better than I can even describe. That's exactly right. So that's our intention here, and it's a difficult world growing up, right now. I think we've all sort of touched on that with the subjects of what we see on news and stuff like that. I'm Gen Z, so it's like all tech and TikTok and constant media thrown at you from all angles and so many opinions, and people hide behind the screen. So that was my experience with a lot of fans of the show, is they were sitting there on Reddit or wherever hiding behind the screen and making all these judgments, and they know nothing about who I am, because at the end of the day it's 8 to 12 episodes, with the commercials, it's about 40 minutes of airtime, and then it's split between 8 main characters. So how much time are you really seeing of me, and that's all edited anyway. So they think they know me, but they really don't. And it's sort of staying true to yourself at the end of the day is the most important thing you can do.
It's not easy. I mean, Zaria, she's your age. Look at her face.
23. Yeah, 99.
Right, so imagine being that strong in yourself 2 years ago, to put all that noise aside.
Yeah, I definitely was not that strong. I'm stronger now than I was back then. I do show a lot of weakness and vulnerability on the show, and that's okay with me because it's real. It's who I am. It was a hard time. It was very difficult.
First of all, you got on TV. Let's start there. Start there, because if look around, if anybody's been on TV, raise your hand, right? So you did that. What they put you in is just showbiz. I would just tell people, get over yourself. What you think about me is really none of my business anyway, but I was there and you weren't. So you don't know what you're talking about. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
The second thing is, forget about all that. Where you are today is only going in one direction anyway.
She can sit right there.
And you can help people understand that to do what you do, you got to work at it.
Right.
Ain't nobody giving you no free lunches here. You worked for everything you got.
Absolutely.
You sing, you dance, you have the look, and?
Yeah, especially in real estate, when I first started, it's like, oh, who are you, kid? Like, what have you sold? So no one really, you really have to start from scratch and stick with it if you want to find any success.
How do people get your book?
You can order this book on Amazon, so it is available on Amazon. I'm not sure where else we have it, but I would recommend Amazon Prime is the best way to do it.
And the name of it?
Yeah, it's Clues. So it's Think Positive, Practice Gratitude, and Uncover Your Life Purpose. It's by Melissa Butterworth and several other contributing authors, and it's available on Amazon right now. So feel free to support us, and maybe you'll get a good message and learn something from it as well.
All right, check it out. We're going to take a commercial break, reset our sets a little bit. Hopefully you can stay with us.
Yes.
Talk to these ladies. We've got music, dance, beauty, a lot of curly hair. Stay tuned.
Thanks so much.
We'll be right back.
I didn't say that, Josh.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazeg at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Would you like to hear better for as little as 10 cents a day? Now you can with the all-new Audien hearing aids. The average hearing aid lasts about 3 years. Ours, at only $99 a pair, means you're paying as little as 10 cents a day to hear better. And to make things even better, we'll give you a 45-day money-back guarantee. Skip the doctor and get hearing aids delivered straight to your door. We've eliminated all the middlemen to offer you a factory direct price of only $99 a pair. Join over 300,000 people just like you who took advantage of our 45-day trial offer. Now you can hear better too for just 10 cents a day. Call now and order your $99 pair of Audien hearing aids with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Plus, get free 3 to 5 day shipping.
800-259-1328. 800-259-1328. 800-259-1328. That's 800-259-1328.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Brand new shows, only on AMP2 TV. We have All-in-One Insurance, Latin Hustle Gonkaden, Meta Magazine Show, Pitch 2 Production, The Florida Love Show, The Sixth Borough, Meet the Experts, reinvented life. Lights in the night. And the Hangout. Tune in so you don't miss these amazing new shows. Only on AMP2 TV.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Guess they lost last
They
night.
won. 9-4. And we're back. The Phillies lost.
I don't know how you stay awake and watch sports by the
Till
time
2
we get
o'clock
home
in the
at
morning
night.
because they're
Oh
on the
my
West Coast.
That's why you were an hour and a half late this morning.
No, that wasn't one. But thank you for playing. Get me some batteries for that light before we put the ladies on.
All right, we have a new show starting May 2nd called Senior Strategies with Amy and Shane, Amy Decker and Shane Silver,
Amy Two-Finger Decker.
our new experts in the senior space.
I won't tell you what that stands for.
Exactly. We're not even gonna go there.
Not even.
But Senior Strategies, we met Amy through another show that you produced for many years, and this is the next generation of caregivers. And it seems like the caregiver age has gone down, or I'm just getting older, because even I'm in that space now.
Well, everything's changed. The way they do the market now, the way they talk to people, it's no longer a crime to be a caregiver. It could be actually fun. And I've never met two ladies in my life that bring fun, and I'm not talking dysfunction, I'm talking fun to caregiver, and the way they do it is amazing. And soon, when is it, May 7th?
May 2nd.
May 2nd. That's right
A
around
week
the
from
corner.
Tuesday. It is right around the corner.
And the amazing thing is that we talk about women empowerment in the last segment, and these are powerful women who have been doing this a really, really long time. I've known Amy with Marsha's show for years, and I've chased her to do something. Chased her.
I know.
And she kept saying, "No, I can't do that." I said, "Yeah, I can't do that." "Yeah, you can do it. You can." And she's about to do it, which is amazing.
So let's bring the ladies over and say hi to Amy and Shane. Hey, ladies, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Tell us about Senior Strategies. What's your mission and your purpose?
Well, just like you mentioned, being a caregiver can be daunting. It can be frustrating. It can be depressing.
Lonely,
lonely,
exhausting.
Yes. And because you're a caregiver, you don't really get out of the house. You're really home being a caregiver. Or you're a child that lives up north and your parents are down here. So there's really no way of getting those tools to be able to care for them. So that's our biggest goal, is
to give people who are caring for the seniors in their life tools and resources to make their caregiving journey easier. We want to introduce them to some resources they may not know exist, to some people and some companies that can help make it easier for them.
And Shane and I have been a part of this for many, many, many years. So we've had the opportunity for the last at least 11 years to meet some great people, elder law attorneys, chef for seniors, dental and mobile medical. I mean, there's so many things out there that most people just don't know about. So that's, I think, the most fun is not only are we good friends, so it's going to be fun to do the show with her, but we have a multitude of very good personal friends that we trust, that we can refer them to help the caregivers that are frustrated right now.
And we want to be there as a light for those caregivers so that they know they're not out there alone, and they have some resources, and hopefully make them laugh along the way, give them some levity.
Sometimes cry.
Or cry. But what's different is that, you know, when you hear a caregiver show coming, you expect it to be a little depressing. A lot of tears, a lot of, like some people I know are going through this caregiver stage, and I hear, "Oh, you're driving me crazy. Oh, no, I can't take this. Oh." Because it's part of the gig.
I'm not even the caregiver. I'm on the periphery of it.
No,
so
you're
I
a
can't even
caregiver.
imagine.
No, you see, this is delusional. You're
See,
delusional.
That's part of what people don't understand. A lot of people that are caregivers don't realize they're caregivers.
She's a caregiver.
They don't realize it, and you are.
You are. Whether you like it or not, you are in the mix.
I'm not the physical caregiver. I guess I'm more
Wow.
of the emotional.
You know, and she continues.
And sometimes emotional is far worse than the physical. The emotional aspect is almost worse than the physical work.
Her parents, which I know, they called Dawn for everything.
But I'm not driving them to the doctors. I'm not grocery shopping. I'm not helping them do their ADLs.
Yeah,
But your phone's still ringing
Yes.
87 times a day.
Oh,
text
at
is going
all
off
times
87.
a day. And
And
if
you're-
there's a
3
problem
o'clock
with
in the
somebody
morning,
is
yes.
taking it to the doctor, they call Dawn.
And there's probably other things that you are dealing with behind the scenes. You might be dealing with their finances or their legal documents or helping them make decisions on which doctors to see. So you don't realize it, but you are a caregiver, and most caregivers need a support team, and we're here to give them the resources to build that support team.
And not only do we have now this wonderful program that we're going to be having wonderful conversations, but we've also put together local support groups. So we're going to be meeting in local assisted living communities, and we can actually get people to come into the community and sit and talk and have some respite time, which is what everybody needs when you're a caregiver.
And I got to tell you, the reason I'm even making a big deal about this is because as I get older, and somebody better care for me. I mean, I care for them. Somebody better care for me. No, not you. I see the way you handle the other situation. Absolutely not.
Josh
But-
is going to care for
but-
you.
oh, yeah, right. He's going to go on and shoot. But I want them to understand. I want them to understand that as caregivers get older, some of us sort of like having fun. Some of us sort of like I told your mother, come in here. She owes me a dance. She said yes. So where's the problem? Getting her here? I'll get in my car, go get her. See, I had mom and dad, and I didn't have them with me. They were in Puerto Rico. But when they were here, it was a party all night. Because I remember what they did for me, and I gave that back. And my parents looked like $1 million. We were looking at the pictures last night. When I went to PR, I wish I could turn the clock back. I wish I knew them back then. Because it's a giant party, man. Enjoy it while you got it.
But I want you to let people know that you're more than two lovely ladies that have probably been in a caregiving, because I know, Shane, you're dealing with your parents, and Amy, I'm sure at some point, but you're in the industry. You're in the senior space of what you do. So can you share with everyone what you do, what your day job is, and how this is going to help encompass that?
So I work for a company called Senior Helpers. It's located in Boynton Beach. I've been there for now going on 5 years, but I've known the owner, Michael Mole, for many, many years. I worked in elder law for a while, which is when I met Freddie.
That's when I met her.
And so being in elder law, I got that whole other aspect of what seniors need and how elder law is so completely different than just regular family law or estate planning. And then I knew Michael then. And so he ended up having an opportunity for me to work for him. I also am a volunteer for hospice. So I get to see the other end of it and how you deal with families and those that are at their last few hours of living. And so I think across the board, I've been able to see between elder law and hospice and caring in the home. And that's what we do, is we're a home health agency that we go in and probably do what you have for your dad, Dawn, where somebody comes in and takes care of them personally. And then I met Shane through a
Partnership for Aging.
Partnership for Aging.
Partnership for Aging of Palm Beach County is an amazing resource here in Palm Beach County. They are a group of professionals who serve the senior market, and they their pillars are education, advocacy, and they are an amazing organization that we've both been involved with for a long time. I happen to be a seniors real estate specialist with the Silver Team at Keller Williams. So I am specially trained to deal in the 55 plus market. So my clients, some of which are moving down from out of state into a 55 plus community, but predominantly my clients are those leaving those communities to go to the next phase, which may be an independent living facility or an assisted living facility. And we are a concierge real estate company, so we help with everything from cleaning out the home to getting them prepped to figuring out what they can take with them or not, because most of the time they're downsizing. And we often, we work with many probate, estate planning, and elder care attorneys. Often we get those calls that they have a client who passed away, and now the home has passed to their adult children, some of which don't live here in the state of Florida, some do. And they call us and they say, I've inherited this house and I don't know what to do, I don't want it. And we will handle everything for them from beginning to end. So
Even from cleaning it out,
from cleaning it out to prepping it for
Wow.
market to getting it sold. If there's things that the children want shipped to New York, New Jersey, Puerto Rico, we handle all of that. But as Dawn said, I am also a caregiver myself. My mother has been thriving with Alzheimer's for the last 8 years, and my father has physical issues that are from aging. So I am in it. I am in the trenches. I understand, and I am lucky enough to have an amazing resource group through the Partnership of Aging and everyone I've met through Amy. And this is our way of giving back, and it's our way of giving back to the community. I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through. I was not in the industry before. And if we could make anyone's life easier and hopefully get them to laugh along the way, that's our goal.
And some of the things that we do even with senior helpers is we go into communities and we do something called a virtual dementia tour. So we put gloves on, we put goggles on, we put things on their ears, prickly things in their shoes. So we had Shane go through that program, and it was a life-altering experience because you realize now somebody with dementia, all those things that they're dealing with that you really don't have any idea. So you end up getting frustrated with them. You have to repeat yourself. I just told you that. You didn't hear me. And Shane went through it, and I think that was one of the game changers for her.
It was a life-changing experience, and now I understand why my mother is the way she is. I will also say that through Amy and some others that I have met, I have been part of an Alzheimer's caregiver support group for the last 8 years since my mom was diagnosed. And I have learned so many things and so many ways to help me better care for my mother. That again, I just want to be able to share that with others, and I want others to know that they're not alone and there's resources out there.
And we want levity to it. I think as a caregiver, you get stressed out, your brain shuts down, you're tired, you just want a few moments to yourself. So you learn more if you're laughing, you're relaxed, your brain is listening more. When you're stressed out and tired and not, you can't even absorb what you're supposed to be doing. So our show, we want it to be fun and lively, because I think you're going to absorb more of the information because you're at a relaxed state versus stressed out and angry.
And often you'll hear me say that if I'm not laughing, the only alternative is to cry. And we don't want to do that. I'm a very positive person. We're both very positive, upbeat, and we want this to just be a place where caregivers can come and learn something.
It's interesting because I remember my father and my mom, I always thought my father was Superman. And he would never slow down. He's never going to get old. He's not going to slow down. He's not going to be this guy in a wheelchair, none of that. So as that began to happen, I had to make adjustments. Me, the caregiver. The first thing I did was look in the mirror and says, you know what? I am the caregiver. And I got to take care of mom and dad, because if you don't do that, then all the things that they go through, you took it for granted that mom and dad were always going to be on point, that they were going to serve that cup of coffee and everything else. You took it for granted that it was easy to get out of bed. And it's not for them anymore. And you got to sort of put your mindset to what you're seeing, to what they're living, exactly what you put her through.
Right. And you also have to remember your relationship has now changed. So often you see your mom or your dad and you expect what comes out of their mouth or how they act is supposed to be what they did, but now their brain isn't working clearly. So I think the biggest emotional part is realizing mom or dad's brain is no longer thinking right. It's no longer working right. There's a chemical change actually going on within their brain. They're pocketing holes. It's shrinking. So if you can put that into perspective, you'll be less frustrated. You'll be less angry. Or if you have to repeat yourself 50 times, there's ways of redirecting. Your relationship has changed, and I think that's the biggest thing is you mourn your relationship with your mom or your dad because it's no longer what it used to be. They're not your support anymore. You have to be their support.
In the Alzheimer's world, we call that the long goodbye. It's my mother is no longer the mother I knew. She's there physically, but mentally and emotionally, she is not the same person. So
it's scary because I can't remember people's names, but this is going back. It's just gotten worse. There are things that I forget, and so now I have to do it now.
Like we don't have high top tables.
I could get a high top table.
And I didn't know G-Man's girlfriend wrote grants.
But that's different. I'm talking about if something comes up that I want to do, I have to do it now.
Right. Yeah.
because I may forget it in an hour.
But you know what? Normal aging, you also forget. Normal aging, you're going to forget.
I
They
mean-
say your brain was the healthiest at 25 years old. After that, normal
Julian's not
aging.
even there yet.
You're
yeah,
not even
so
there yet,
normal
Julian.
aging, you're going to forget things.
Yeah,
You're
your
going to
brain
write
is still
things
growing.
down.
Honey, I've never been normal.
I mean, how many times do you get up, and I do it daily, and you walk in the room and you go, "Ah, I don't know why I'm in here.
All
So
the
you got
time.
to turn around, go sit back down and go, oh, yeah, that's right. Then you get back up and do your thing. I take notes because at my age, normal aging has set in.
Amy actually taught me one thing that I will never forget. She said, if you think about when you're surfing the internet and you're on your computer and you have like 7, 8, 9, 10 tabs open, I usually have like 20. She said that our brain can, if you equate your brain to the computer, your brain can only handle 5 tabs open at one time. And I usually have 20. You know, we all wear different hats throughout the day. I usually have 20 tabs open in my brain. She said you can only handle 5. And that actually made me feel a little bit better.
And it's true. I mean, so your phone rings, you're walking into the kitchen to get a cup of coffee, the phone rings. You pick the phone up, it's your friend, meet me at the mall. We're going to do this. Don't forget the pictures and call and see if Margaret can join us. Now you're in your kitchen. Well, those tabs are all open. You don't know what you're doing in the kitchen. And that's normal aging. 5 to 8 things actually is what you can hold in. Then that's it. Everything else drops
But it's
off.
scary because that example you gave, you get up and you go to a room, and you go from one room to another, and you're wondering, why am I in this room? And then my problem is I can't find my way back to the original room. Other than that, it's good to go.
You stand there with your mouth open like, wait, what am I doing?
I make up excuses. She still hasn't caught on. I make up excuses because I can't remember what the hell I said. This thing with the tables, did I say that?
I don't
Okay.
know.
You absolutely did.
And here's the thing: people say, "Well, Freddie said," and now the crew knows. Now G-Man knows. I got to tell Dawn when people are coming in. I got to tell Dawn.
That isn't true. Freddie didn't say that. They make this thing up. They make everything
I have
is
it in a
Freddie said.
text.
I
have it in a text.
We have proof.
I said,
I worked for an elder law firm for many years. I get things in writing, bud.
but I have. Wait, hold on. I have tables. I didn't know we needed 5 tables. So I got 2. We only need 3.
For 30 people, how many
First of
tables
all, I'm
do you
gonna tell
think
you,
you'd need?
30 people in here. I would just put chairs. Why are you going to put tables?
No,
in?
we don't want chairs.
chairs. We want tables to
So
put.
you want people standing in here?
Yes, and mingling and eating
Mingling
food
for
and
how
drinking
long? An
wine.
hour?
3 hours.
3 hours.
We've talked about this, Freddie.
3 hours. Okay.
We talked
Whatever
about
you
this.
want. You got it. I'll put the
It's going
chairs
to
in
be
the
good.
back.
Can you also talk about your support group? You mentioned a support group. What
Yes.
type of group is it?
So we are actually going to be launching the first chapter. I guess we'll put it out there. Yeah. We are actually going to be launching the first chapter here in South Florida of a national organization called ACAP, Adult Children of Aging Parents. They are an amazing organization that caters toward what I am, the sandwich generation. So there's those of us who are married with children, caring for your children, as well as being a caregiver for your parents. And it is an education, resource, and support group. Anyone can come. You don't have to be the child of, an adult child caregiver. You can be a spouse, a sibling, or anything. But we are bringing, it will be launching in August, the first chapter of that national organization here. So as soon as we have all the particulars and the details, we will definitely let you know. And it'll be an opportunity to basically take our show out into the real world, where we'll have a lot of the people that we'll have on our show will be there to educate and hopefully form a community. So again, these caregivers don't know they're out there alone.
And so being part of these network groups, we have so many people that can come in and talk. Of course, we want it to be more
amazing
of a discussion,
resources.
a discussion, because a lot of times caregivers just need to sit and be heard. So we want them to be heard, but we also want it to be educational, so that each program has a theme to it and they know what they're coming to hear.
It'll be an educational component as well as that support group component.
Which is important. Marcia always had great guests. I always learned something fantastic from Marcia's show. And totally different delivery, but the content was always superb. And that's where we met Amy, and then we met Shane. But I think for me, the hardest part of being the caregiver is you want to respect your parents' opinions. Even though you think, Lynn, there's a better way, and you want to present them your better way, it may not be their better way. So somewhere in there, there's this bridge that you have to walk across to find really what the meeting ground is of what's their better way, of what's their way of existence. Maybe it's not a better way. Maybe it's just the way they need to exist. So that for me is the hard, especially when I'm doing it on the phone. You cannot do it on the text.
Yeah, but you
When
got to remember
when
also,
you deal with hearing issues.
Yeah, you got to remember the circumstances around you right now are changing the game. So even though you found a better way, because things are happening around you, that better way don't work no more.
Correct.
So,
But I think you said it right. Their better way and how they're thinking is that is the better way. So instead of arguing with them that we have to do it this way, if they're comfortable, they're not hurting themselves or somebody else, let them do it.
Right.
We have clients that the family calls and says, my mom just wants to redo all the cupboards in the silverware drawer and she refolds all. So what? It gives her a purpose. And we've talked about this before. You grow up thinking, oh, I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to get a job. I can't wait to drive a car and work in the yard and take care of and have a job. And by the time you're at that age, you've lost all of those purposes. Now you've got somebody coming into the house to bathe you, give you, prepare your meals. You've lost your purpose. So for some people, if it's to get up and redo the silverware drawer, let them do it.
Yeah.
They want to do something wrong on how they mow the lawn or whatever it is, let them do it. If they're not hurting themselves or somebody else, that's their purpose. They're happier that way.
And it's their independence. Their independence is being taken away from them and their ability to make decisions. When we start making those decisions for them, they actually do feel like children. Right, and it's
insulting. They've lost their personality.
It's that fine line, like you said, of realizing they're still the adult, they're still your parent. They want to make those decisions, but we have to step in at times and make sure that they're making the safe decision.
Right.
You
You
know,
want to
your
make sure their
parents-
finances are protected.
yeah, but you got some physical stuff. Your parents' house is enormous.
I know.
And they have stairs. And they have bricks. Never met a house that was all brick, including the floor. So that's unforgiving. My parents had a dual set 6,000 square foot house.
Wasn't your parents like 3-story?
2,
Okay.
maybe 3. And then this house, I shut down the downstairs. There's 20 steps to go downstairs. And this is made of marble. So I told Dad, you know what? You don't need that part of the house. Let me send people to clean it. But it's under delivery. He says, oh, I could do it. I says, I know you could do it, but take care of Mom upstairs. So I had to move them all upstairs. So what I see, one of the biggest dilemmas with Mom and Dad is that house, that floor is unforgiving. That's a brick floor. It's a beautiful house.
But you know what? That is something that you have to take into your mind. We do something called a life profile. So when we go in to get a new client, we go into their home to see what personal care, if they have brick floors, if they have throw rugs, if they're keeping their cleaning supplies next to their medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
We look at things, it's a whole plug and play program. We literally go through the house with a computer and say, yep, cleaning supplies is next to the meds. The meds are a mess. They're all over the house. There's throw rugs. There's not a shower chair. The toilet seat needs to be lifted. The mattress is too high. The mattress is too low. And then we show that to the family and say, this is our program. This is what you need to make a difference in their home or you're going to have a problem.
So you got to...
And we're the only company that does that.
You got a future plan in the present tense. Is what my sister used to tell me.
I know. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a good thing.
That's when the family really can sit down and determine, can we make, we have companies that will come in and make this home safe for people to age in place, or is it time to maybe sell the house and do they need to move to another house that's more easier for them to navigate, or is it time to go into a more independent living or assisted living community?
And that's actually one of the themes of our show is difficult conversations. When do you take the car keys away? How do you take the car keys away so that they still have their pride?
Yep.
And there's just
And
a
their
lot of things
independence.
that'll be just on that show.
My father drove his truck into a ditch that I had to get a crane to get it out. It was amazing. He lived. So when I went to see him, I just sat in front of him. And now the truck looked like a tin can. And I didn't say a word. He says, maybe I should give you the keys. I says, it's okay. If you don't want to give them to me, it's okay. Because now I'm fighting for him to keep them. Because if I had grabbed those keys right away, he would never have given me those
Well,
keys.
yeah, you still have to give them their pride and respect. Sometimes we'll go in if they don't want and literally unplug the battery and say, the car's dead. You can't drive anymore. The car's dead.
Tune in May 2nd, premiere show.
When is the event? The same day?
No, the event is May 23rd. Our launch party is May 23rd.
And when is the
You're getting
first
us
show?
the high top
May
table.
2nd.
And when is the
May
event?
2nd, May 16th. It's on a Tuesday, live at 5.
May 2nd.
May 2nd is our
It's the
first
first show.
episode.
May
And our
16th.
launch party's a couple weeks later.
Yes. We talked about this. It's in writing.
I said that?
I did, actually.
So you're doing a
We
launch?
got it all worked out.
You're
Yep.
doing a show?
Just leave it
You
to
do
us,
2
right?
shows before lunch?
Yep, 2 shows before launch because I wanted to get enough people and enough sponsors, enough vendors to come in and actually bring this to fruition.
And we need tables.
And we need tables.
I'll make a phone call.
How do people contact you to tune in for more information or even to work with you?
So the phone number is 561-800-6654, or we have a Gmail address, which is
seniorstrategies.pb@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under Senior Strategies.
Check it out. It's going to be a great show, ladies. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
More to come. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the angels, the aliens, the
They're all in the
abductions
house.
are all in the house.
It's a good thing you're not a caregiver.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. There are ducks everywhere. There's ducks on every camera.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days. All in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
Come on down to the Brooklyn Cafe and enjoy our delicious 100% Arabica organic coffee. You can also tune into the Brooklyn Cafe show and have the chance to win a free bag. For more information on how to get your own bag, check us out at thebrooklyncafe.tv.
Do you enjoy watching the Brooklyn Cafe show? Well, now you can represent your admiration with our merchandise. We have amazing t-shirts in a variety of sizes for you and your friends. Shop now at brooklyncafe.tv/shop.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing. What's up?
Nothing. Just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Brooklyn Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out. Thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we are back.
And we're back.
Getting ready to wrap up Friday's show.
Well, now we have left room for
the aliens have landed.
Aliens and the aliens and the what's the other one you said?
The angels.
Oh, the angels and the aliens.
I'm not quite sure there's a difference. I have to tell you, after reading Frank's books,
no, there's a bit.
I'm thinking they might be synonymous with each other.
No, there's a big difference.
You think? I think they work hand in hand.
There's a big difference.
Tell me.
Now, let me ask you a question. She signed the book. Are we giving that book away? We never played the spot for
oldies.
Oldies. Never gave away tickets today.
Well, we still got 20 minutes left.
But now, okay, we got 20 minutes left. Let's see if it plays. What are you going to do with the book?
I'm not really sure, but I know her message is powerful, and I don't always know what I need to know until I know. And you never know who's going to walk through the doors that's going to need that book or to promote it. I know that Jillian is a great role model for her generation.
So what are we going to do with the book?
We'll find out. The angels will always guide me in that right direction. So I leave it there. Clues remind me of the movie Clueless. And I think it's just like another take on empowering, because the movie Clueless, I don't know if you ever remember seeing it. Probably not. It was your guy.
I
It was
remember
a girly movie.
I had a game.
Here's a good word from True Oldies.
We had a quick word from True Oldies.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Okay, so the third caller that calls in gets a chance to win them tickets.
2 free tickets to Sunfest on Saturday, May 6th. VIP tickets worth $90 per ticket. Backstage passes brought to you by True Oldies. So give us a call, 888-994-4995. Call and get your tickets.
Studio A.
Sunfest.
Studio A.
Sunfest.
Studio A.
So I'm not sure back to the book what I'm going to do, but I know she's got a powerful message. Besides her singing, dancing, acting, she's been through a lot in a young age, and I know she's got a message of empowerment.
There's a little bit of edge.
She grew up in Manhattan.
No, that's not a New York thing. She has a little edge.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's proving a lot of people wrong, which is cool. But I
very
know
cool.
there's a little, don't mess with that one. Gotta tell you. It ain't all about the outside, it's about the
But you know, we
inside.
talk all the time about empowering women who seem to come forward later in life. We don't step
Not
into
at
our
that
power.
age. She's
Exactly
young.
why she's got such a great message, because she's doing it young. She's not waiting till she's on the other side of raised
That's a
kids.
woman's thing, right? So you're successful as a woman and you're doing your thing, and then you got women haters? Is that really what the deal is?
There are girl haters all the way. That's called bullying.
Girls do this?
You know how mean, like,
I'm afraid to ask.
It's very scary that there's a lot of viciousness in
among women. Your
yeah.
own kind.
You know, it's very sad because, like, you see kids that are in middle school or like even starting in elementary, you see a lot of competition or bullying or just, you know, young kids who start, and then, you know, growing up, some kids, you know, feel insecure and they have to deal with a lot of judgment, especially like what I asked her on that program. She had no phone, no access to the outer world, and I asked her, like, did you ever wake up feeling like you wanted to give up? And she's like, pretty much every day, because they do have a therapist on the show, but the therapist knows like what the show is about and things like that, so it doesn't really help. And you know, it and some people who get put into like that spotlight and that attention and being judged, it changes them.
But that's inward. That's her criticizing herself and what's going on and loneliness and the whole. I get that. But the part I'm talking about is that you're successful.
Mm-hmm.
So Sally's successful. Sally does Oprah Winfrey. Sally does NBC something. And then all of a sudden your peers, who were once your friends or people you don't know, get vicious. I don't get that. Women, jelly about what?
Yeah.
Jealous about what?
Sometimes people are like that because they want to be that way themselves, so they'll come across that they're like jealous, but they are in some ways.
But wouldn't they applaud the fact that you're successful?
Absolutely, we think that way, but it's not that way necessarily.
But that's like why do people would rather hear your bad news than hear what you're doing good and be what you're successful at? Like, because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, did you hear so and so? You know, they feed off the negativity, but they don't like the positivity because it's like you've grown. You know,
They say misery likes company, and that just came to me as you said that, because unfortunately, you know, and I preach a lot of being positive, and you do draw that, but when you start going downhill in negativity, you kind of talk to people and you actually do make them negative up to a point, unless you're aware of that. And it's a good saying, unfortunately, misery likes company.
But I don't understand, because it's mostly women on women.
Yes.
Well, it's not, yeah.
I'm not jealous. If Lynn were to get an Academy Award because we did something together and boom, he did it, I wouldn't be jealous. I wouldn't say a negative word.
But
I would
if
be
you're-
very proud of him.
it's a lot of, as I see it, it's insecurity too. You know, you may want to be doing something and you may see yourself up there, but you know you're not going to do it. So when you see someone succeeding in what you might want to do, they come over and they're becoming very negative. She's not that great. I could probably do better type of thing.
Where and why?
I'm not talking about me, by the way.
No, but I don't understand. I remember you and I had this conversation years ago about, you know, and I even heard it. I remember we went to an outside gig and there was a woman there and she hated. She says, I can't stand doing it. She always looks this way and that way. And what's the problem? You could look good too. Do what you got to do to get there. I can never. It's like they put themselves down and they become negative on somebody who doesn't do that. I don't get that. Why would anybody do that?
They're insecure.
They do,
they're
and I
jealous.
think mainly with women too. Women criticize how someone looks, especially sometimes the way they dress. Men are not that inclined to do that. Doesn't mean they don't do this, but they may do it in a different way.
How is that?
I don't know. I can ask my. But
Ask
no.
Aldo.
Yes, I was
She's
just going to say.
collective.
On the top of it, I really don't know the answer, but it's easy to criticize someone's looks. You can say, "Oh, she doesn't look good in that. It's making her look fat." That type of thing. It's easier for a woman to. This is just coming to me, but it's easier for a woman to say that.
Well, that's the other half of it I was going to ask you. If you have puffy eyes.
I do?
No.
Oh.
You don't. I'm saying if you did.
Okay.
And I come up to you and says, oh, your eyes are really puffy. Then I had the bells ring. Bing, bing, another Freddie. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. I didn't mean anything by it. And then I find out you have allergies, let's say, and your eyes are puffy.
yeah.
I'm supposed to not say anything.
Correct.
Right.
I'm
right.
supposed to stay quiet.
Like you look at me in the morning and tell me, you look like you haven't slept all weekend. That's not a good thing.
And then she says, I haven't. I go, oh, so I was right. No, you're wrong for saying it. So it's give me a glass of water. I bring it. I didn't ask you to bring me a glass of water. That's not what I meant.
Well, it's like the joke when a woman is saying to her husband, do you like this dress? Yes. Well, do you prefer the other dress? I do prefer the other dress.
Then you
So
don't like
what's wrong with the other dress then? And I mean,
Then you
that's
don't
how
like
it
the
goes.
first dress.
Yes. Why don't you like the other dress that I just asked you? Did you like
That's
it?
because you women like to outsmart men. And I think that women cannot outsmart themselves. Because you know what she knows, So the three of you already know what you know. There's no guy in here. So all of a sudden the claws come out, man. Why is that? Where does that come from?
Dawn, shall we tell them the truth? Karen,
I've been pretty fortunate about things that we post, but there are occasions that people will message me about my pictures that I post.
You just posted one in the dress that went with
from
that
yesterday.
picture. Yeah. 200 comments.
Really?
You look beautiful. I'm giving you the compliment.
But I got
You really
people
do.
texting me about silly things in that picture, and I'm like, really?
Really?
But why? Okay, but this is my point.
It was bad? Oh, they're mad?
Yes, because they're not looking like that.
But I don't understand one of two things. Two things I don't
Meanwhile,
understand.
Bailey took the picture. It was like just,
Two things I don't understand. If you post it, good, bad, or indifferent, you don't care what comes. So
no,
what?
I don't really
Okay,
care.
Who cares? The second thing is, why would you post something negative? If you got nothing to say positive, then say nothing.
Right.
And third of all, what does that look like, somebody who's negative or says something negative? How does that look among the community of what you're doing?
Right.
Spreading all this ugliness, coaching the wrong way on purpose. I've seen that. I've seen that. And I pointed out,
Well, that's
says, I'm
wrong.
sorry, your eyes are puffy.
But Sally's
They are?
back. You should do it. Sally and Lynn met today, because I know we only have a few minutes left. Is your book wrapped up? Have you done your
no,
final?
we've still got another, what would you say, another 2 or 3 more meetings, and then it will be finished.
Okay.
We're adding a little more, Dawn.
This
We're adding the UFO topic.
Oh, you are doing it.
Yes, at the very end. That's just a teaser for people.
Do you think, after I'm reading Frank's books, and he puts this theory out that potentially, we talk about the pyramids that were built so perfectly, and we talk about alien intervention. You were in Mexico, perfectly aligned, right? Could they be the angels as well as the aliens? Could it be one and the same?
Well, having not read his book, but I kind of understand a little bit
Archangels,
what
I should say.
Yes, because we, again, just like we do here, we take on different roles in each lifetime. that same applies to the people, a lot of people that have been here that have passed on, that we call them angels in their form. But we take on different personalities depending where we are on our journey, actually. We do what is best for us to learn more. And that means either side of this, good and bad.
Now, when you went to Mexico, did you feel as if you had been there? Did you feel a connection?
I did. It was very hot and I was very tired. But I did feel that too. And then we ate something there that we shouldn't have done, but that's okay. I definitely could relate. And I was telling Lynn this. A lot of my beginnings of what I was sketching a lot of some of the ruins in Mexico, and some of the Incas and some of the people that were there. The Mayan calendar I had drawn. I wasn't aware of that. I mean, Aldo had told me, but when I actually saw it and we went to a Mayan village, I felt very at home there. I seemed to know what they were talking about.
Did you bring a message back?
My message, well, yes, it reinforces even more that we have many, many lives. And one or two of my lives was definitely in Mexico. So everybody that may be listening and not expecting me to be talking today, but I am, just keep an open mind about other lives, because I experienced more there than I thought I was going to. So I was obviously there in one of my lifetimes.
And Lynn, we know, was there in a previous lifetime, because that's what your book with Louise is about.
Yes, and today we discovered that Sally was actually was a very important character in that book.
Really?
Yeah, wow. That was what showed up today.
Wow.
So I was going to ask you, Lynn, before you said that, did you expect Sally to add more this part of the book?
Well, yes and no, because she's only been back for a week, maybe not even, and some things she could have caught right away. Other things may come out over the next couple of weeks, because it's if things are deep within us, it takes them a while to come to the surface sometimes. So we had the conversation, and then that may stir up some things. So we're talking about meeting again next week, because it may stir up some more, and we may add some more content to the book. But it's always a process, and you never know what's going to show up next.
Well, I figured,
I'm sorry.
I figured that because you came back from Mexico, and I know Lynn's story.
Mm-hmm. And I think really for me, for my proof, even for myself, because, there's always that little air of, am I imagining this? Is that I was, one of my first few sketches, about 5 or 6 of them in the very beginning, was the ruins in Mexico, was the Mayan calendar, which Aldo had told me, but I really didn't relate that much until I actually saw it for the first time in this lifetime. How am I drawing from that city that I thought I'd never seen? For me, I had to have been there, because where am I getting it from? I had not seen how this was, and it was very similar to what I've been drawing, and it was a good thing for Steve to see, because he said, didn't you draw that?
I saw that in your first book.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you feel relieved, Sally?
Do I feel relieved?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that you always had these questions and everything else, and now it's all coming forward.
Yes, actually, it's funny that you should say that, because I actually do, because I still question it. I mean, I'm still, as I said to someone the other day, I'm still human. I'm still here. But it answers a lot of my own questions. When I see I know I've drawn that. I know that I'd never seen it in this lifetime. So it has to be, for me, I had to have been there. Or I've seen pictures of it in another lifetime, not in this lifetime.
Have you ever traveled anywhere and felt you have a connection? You don't know what the connection is, but you know you've been there.
Oh, absolutely. We call it deja vu. Or sometimes you'll smell something in a foreign land and go, I've been here. It happens. I don't dwell on it, and I've never written books about it, because I'm sort of absorbing to write a book maybe at the end to see what it is I'm going to write about. But I find it refreshing that you finally are in a place that you can actually be you.
Yes, that's true, because I feel very much like just now talking about some of your viewers are not expecting for me to be talking this way. They didn't know I was going to be on this part of the show. But I feel very comfortable because I feel very comfortable that I'm being true to myself. I know I've seen these things. And it's up to the individual who's listening whether they want to believe it or not. But it was also for me. Do I believe it? Yes, I do. Today, 100%.
And what are you going to talk about Monday?
Oh, maybe similar and carry on with this topic because it's you know, and also the UFOs, because I know it's a little different to how I first started in the show, but I'm becoming so much more aware of where I have traveled to on, I'm going to say it, on spacecrafts, because I have such recall of my memory, which we were discussing too. The book brings up a lot of these things for me, and I actually see what I was experiencing 19 years ago. I actually see that now. You know, I can still tell you where I was even in London, as we were discussing, Lynn, right?
Wow.
I always find it interesting that you bring up certain subject matter that, one, people either don't want to talk about but feel, or two, those that hear it are like sitting back and saying, okay, how do I handle this information? And where is it coming from? Because, you know, Sally's a very normal person. And the funny thing is that when you sit down and you start thinking about what it is that you talk about, then all these, like you just did to me right now, places that you've gone. And all of a sudden, I feel that society sometimes doesn't let us be ourselves.
But do you feel when you were at those places that, see, to me, I know there's certain places that I know I've been to, and I've been there on vacation, and I feel a connection. And I said, does anyone feel this? And I got that. No, not at all. But in my heart, I know there has to be that bridge. There's that tie. And what am I supposed to do with that tie? I feel as if that life should be part of this life. And there's a message that I should be bringing forward. But I don't know what the message is or how to do it.
Yeah, but you gotta figure
Do
it out.
other people feel the same way?
I feel, yes, and I actually discussed that with someone the other day. From what I understand, we've had many, many lives. We're not going to bring in all those lives, but we will bring in, if we choose to, because it is there in our memory, what we need for this lifetime, and also maybe to help people, the validation. And I think we do that. We're not going to bring in everything. But if you smell something, maybe there's something that you are smelling in this lifetime, for instance, that you may want to research more on that, but you have the memory from another lifetime. That's how I see it today. We can't bring in everything, of course not.
Well, I think that because of what you're going through right now is going to open up other doors of other things that you can see. Sometimes people will walk in studio and you can feel their spirit. I had this conversation with Sarah Spiritual when I first met her. And there are things that open up because you're being honest and you're being refreshed and you're being reborn. That other things take place and other happenings begin to happen, and it could get kind of interesting, for lack of a better word.
It does.
It does.
And I think that for anybody that this is happening to, we do get validated so much. I use that word so much because I doubt, of course I doubt sometimes, but when I seem to doubt, something comes on the radio of a song I'm just thinking, or I do speak constantly to Aldo, who is my spirit guide now, and a song will come on that we used to talk about and sing. So the validation is all around us too. We just got to be open to everything.
Well, I'm really glad you're back because we've missed you.
Thank you.
We've missed Sally. I knew when Sally and Lynn came back and Frank's watching, all the angels came back and all the things seem to calm down again and get right back to where
And
they
there's
need
definitely
to be.
somebody or something in that
She says
corner
there's a-
over there.
Yeah, we lit it up. I'll show you what we did.
I
You
didn't know that, but as soon as I came in, I said to Dawn, there's someone there.
It's funny you say that. We'll talk about that off the air.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that there are some new players, like the singer today, Norina, who's very spiritual as well, and she was telling me about why this place is magical, what is going on here. And sometimes when you get the opportunity to come home and be yourself, and don't worry about looking around because you're going to be judged. The lesson there is don't buy into being judged. I mean, it's a 23-year-old kid, man, because she's a kid. The message is loud and clear. That's why I asked you, what are we going to do with that book? That book, to me, is a powerful instrument of somebody who's learned the hard way to ignore the noise.
That's why I asked her to sign the book, and it will come. You know, you always tell me you may not see what the path is right now, but it will come. So longer it sits there, it's going to come. Right, ready to wrap this up?
Wrap it up.
All right, Sally and Lynn, as always, thank you for joining us and being part of our angels and our reinforcements here at the studio. What a great show. Our crew has been on point. Karen, thank you to all our crew that ran the show all week long. I'm looking still at the ducks on every camera.
And don't forget, on Lynn's show, you can call in and ask questions. I loved the last show that he did.
Yep.
Got a few calls as well. So that's on
Thursday nights at 5:30.
Thursday at 5:30. We're going to be pushing out more plaques. Also, we put something out, Lynn, that says congratulations to all the graduates, and that you're willing to sit down and have a conversation with the graduates in the journalistic field or others. He's willing to sit down and give you a little chit-chat as to what is next in your future. Some guidance from Lynn, which I really appreciate him doing.
And Call Me Zena, Monday at 3 o'clock. Tune into the Florida Love Show today at 3 o'clock with our very own Kenny Love. And 5 o'clock today, we've got The Reinvented Life with Pamela Chanel David. More to come as we move westward, my friend, opening a studio in San Francisco Bay Area.
We're going to the top of the bay. What's it? The top of the bay?
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Who knows the word? You know the word?
Sitting at the dock of the bay. I don't know if that's about San Francisco, though.
It don't matter. It's a bay and it's in San Francisco.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other, and we will see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time. Have a great weekend.
And don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
We hope you're enjoying